taking them on jet skis to dinners to the game. I have clients that will tell you it's a 5-star experience.
Kind of touch on what minority business can do to position themselves and consider sports marketing deals.
You decide to do a partnership with, whether it's the Browns, the Jets, the CFL team in Canada, whoever you're doing business with on the other side, their values have to reflect what you're looking for.
Absolutely.
You know.
What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Soapbox Hustle, your favorite hustler's favorite podcast.
Yes, sir.
And my name is Gina Blue.
I'm James Barnes.
I'm Jason Teal.
And we got a very, very, very special guest with us today. The one and only Mr. Jalal Hodges. Woo! Everybody clap it up.
Welcome to the show, Jalal.
So Jalal specialized in franchise partnerships with major sports teams, right? Yeah. We met a few years ago. You were working for the Cleveland Cavaliers
in the midst of COVID.
In the midst of COVID, that's a testament to your selling ability, right? In the midst of COVID, he managed to convince us to close a deal as a foundation member. The basic membership. We developed a relationship, had some dialogue. Went down there one day, and I seen in the bright lights, the Jenny King, the official cleaner partner of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I was like, nah, bro, that's us. That's our spot, right? And he was like, I'm gonna make it happen, right? You took it, man, and you start moving and grooving and put the pieces in place, and shortly we became the official, not cleaning partner of the Cavs, we were the official cleaning partner of the Charge and the Monsters, and then we are a cleaning partner of the Cavs, right?
And was cleaning that place too.
We was cleaning that. Yeah. Talk to him, man. Talk to him. So man,
I don't know if I can cuss. We was cleaning that bitch.
You can cuss.
Be free, man.
It's a safe space.
Hey man, I don't know if you got pocket watchers on here, but I don't know if you care how much I tell your business.
No, talk your talk, man.
When I originally reached out to James, it was actually an intern of mine, an intern on the inside sales team. Reached out and called me one morning and said, "Man, I need you to get on the sales call with me." I'm like, all right. He's like, I know you specialize in a lot of minority-owned, black-owned businesses.
Right.
I need you to talk with him. So, what was his name? Sam.
Sam the man? Sam woman or man?
That was a man.
Okay.
So funny story. I remember getting that call from Sam, right? And I seen Cleveland Cavaliers pop up on my cell phone. That ain't a call you're gonna ignore, right? So I'm like, what they want with me? Took the call. This nervous intern. He sound like he's shaking in his voice. Like, what do you guys, come down and maybe do a foundation membership? I was like, yeah, probably not, right? He wasn't July. I was like, probably not. But then he was persistent. He said, man, if I can get you on a call with my guy. Of course, he had Jalal hop on. Jalal being Jalal. It's like, man, where do I sign, man? You got me.
And what started with a $6,000 package.
It was like $500 a month, something like that. But yeah, $6,000.
Yeah. And by the time we got done with James, again, man, I don't know how many pocket watchers. Man. James was spending north of 6 figures with me.
Man, listen, fruitful deal. But funny story, Sam actually quit shortly after that. He called us back looking for a job.
Yeah.
And then you reached out like, hey man, did you get a call from Sam? And I was like, I did. He's looking for a job. He was like, look man, forget all that. I was going to get you down here, take a tour of the building.
Yeah, at that point, we were starting to get towards the other side of COVID. But what we thought was the other side, it was nowhere close. Mm-hmm. So I said, we opened the arena back up. And I said, James, man, we've been paying $500 a month or whatever. I'd like for you to come down and at least check out the stadium. And it's funny, I actually forgot about that Janet King moment. But I remember you being in Westfield at the time. We was in Westfield when it was up on the Northwest banner. And you like staring at it. And we really manifested a bunch of things, man.
We absolutely
I definitely believe in like the power of word. Because I remember, shout out to Charles. I remember a few months later, Charles, who was a business colleague of James at the time, Charles really being like, we're going to be the premier cleaner of All-Star Game. Because the All-Star Game was coming to Cleveland 2 years later. And
he manifested the hell out of that.
Yeah, man.
He made it happen for sure.
And shout out to Jared Humer too, wherever he's at. Without Jared, kind of really working the corporate angle. And it's crazy, when we was hanging out last night in New York, we had dinner with each other. I actually kind of like, so much of it was a blur. And I know you got a bunch of questions now.
No, take your time, man.
But like, I was talking to Corinne on the way home, and I know she was probably falling asleep listening to me talk, my wife. But it was crazy how much we accomplished in such little time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was really only in Cleveland 3, almost 4 years. But to watch, at the time, I don't think we had any minority vendors.
Wow.
At the Cavaliers and procurement.
Not of that magnitude.
To, again, I don't know how many pocket watchers you got, but you talking about making $60,000 in one All-Star weekend.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was crazy. And I mean, also, I mean, I know you got a strained relationship with the Cavs at the moment, but like, it took a lot of buy-in from people at the time to really like, be like, hey, let's give him a chance. And but I thought that was cool too.
Outside of that, man, I think that talking about our relationship, right? I think it is, to most it sound like, you know, a specific, like, unique scenario. But in you, that's like the story of life, man. You go above and beyond for all your clients, right? How do you continue to elevate minorities in these spaces where, you know, typically they're not recognized or accepted or invited to these different rooms?
Yeah, so a lot of this you gotta like go way back. So I started in sports 10 years ago at this point. So I started with the Phillies, then I went to the Eagles. I left the Eagles, went down to Tampa, worked for the Rays. Wow. And then when I went back to Philly to go work for the Flyers. And at the time, I was just leaving Premium Services, which is like somebody sells the deal and then you come in and manage it.
Right.
That's what I was doing for at the Eagles. And then
so you were selling or you were managing?
I was managing accounts, so more like servicing. So when I went back to Philly with the Flyers, I decided, hey man, it's time for me to start making some of these big checks like everybody else.
Right.
And I brought a lot of that service-oriented stuff to the sales side. But the biggest part for me was, I will never forget, at the Flyers we had this event, and my dad just so happened to be going to the University of Penn for a doctor's appointment. I said, yo, Pops, come check your son out.
Yeah.
And at this event, he kind of was mad at me. And I'm thinking, like, you invite your dad to some, like,
you
to come see what you're doing. And he like, son, yeah, my mother and my father was minority business owners in Atlantic City, in New Jersey, down South Jersey, Atlantic City. And they used to always talk about the struggles as minority business owners. So he was mad at me because he was like, you don't have any minorities under your belt. You just working with a bunch of
you kind of just a pawn in the system at
this
point.
Yeah. And I really like took it offensive. Like, I remember not going to sleep that night, bro. Like, and I'm like trying to like, I'm calling him at like 3 a.m. like, man, I work in hockey. Like, what you want me to do?
Right,
like,
what am I supposed to do? The industry.
Like, and he was like, you ain't even trying.
And that's so funny because our first official deal, right, was with the hockey team.
Yeah.
I knew absolutely nothing about hockey, but shout out to you for putting us in that space and exposing our community to this space as well.
So it's man, I remember having the mascot in the hood.
Down in the hood.
That was talk to him. That was one of the like proudest moments of my career. Like you talk about like the downfall of my career, like the down moment of like my dad being ashamed of me to like being able to bring my kids
pops, right.
like to the hood to give out backpacks.
Sure. I think it's just a testament to your story because I think a lot of us feel like when we're trying to, start a business, like it's impossible to get into these spaces. And just using the power of your words and believing in yourself, man, that means so much.
And I think sometimes our people, and when I say our people, I talk about minorities and women-owned businesses, by the way. White, black, brown, whatever, women.
I got y'all ladies watching.
They think that it's when you're working with a sports team, it's unachievable. Little they know, it's really just getting an invite in the room.
But who's there to initiate that invite? That's why, man, I want to like paint this picture for the audience. Like for you to be in those spaces, you were the value, right? We signed these large deals with the Cavs, the Monsters, the Charge, but once you remove certain, you had a vision that those other people couldn't carry out. Yeah,
I mean, and it's funny, it speaks to, you went to the Browns-Jets game today, so I currently work for the Jets.
Yeah.
How many clients did I have from Cleveland come out?
It was a ton of them.
I got a picture. I got a picture.
But that's relationships, though.
50 of us on the sideline, and it's I still, bro, it's crazy.
Hold on, Jay. Go back, rewind to that. First off, we traveled from Cleveland to New York to be, around this guy.
And this is about the third time James just came out.
Listen, did you hear him say we were on the sideline? We got footage of being up close and personal. The experience behind it is off the charts, man. But this is no other business or, and I don't want to, speak out of turn, but I didn't see anybody else putting their clients in that position to be, mingling on the sideline unless you dropping, $10-20 million in their pocket, right? We ain't
the smile.
Yeah, we ain't feeding your pockets like we was in Cleveland, right?
No.
We haven't officially, did business in a while. But the relationship, right, component of it, and you keeping us in mind to put us in spaces.
But I think what it is what I've learned is intrinsic value.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll give you a perfect example. There is a client of mine here in New York that does spend that type of money with
Absolutely.
me.
Absolutely.
Needs to work with minority business. It is a requirement for him to vend out a certain amount of his business on government projects to minorities. And they're now coming to me and saying, hey, we need you to go find our minority business.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Because when they were vetting it out, it wasn't as successful. Right? But me working with so many different qualified businesses and you being in position
Absolutely.
to do certain work, it's a no-brainer to have you in certain spaces. Not to mention you a walking testimonial for me, which I appreciate. But that's what I really talk about. Like when you came to our March Madness event in March, and you were able to be in certain rooms. I remember selling the suite lease that day to a janitorial company.
I remember. Yeah.
Because James was there to be able to say, "Yeah, I've done this with him,"
and we in the
and saw a ton of return from it.
Absolutely, yeah.
So for that janitorial business that was there that day, shout out to Peter and Jimmy with Building Premier Services. It was like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, this guy used to work with you in Cleveland,
Yeah.
and he's still here.
Wow.
So it's
hey man, we don't care if you go to California, man. We're gonna be right.
Yeah,
we're gonna be down there with you, bro.
So it's funny. I've had CBiz accounting firm has worked with me in Philly, Cleveland, New York. Same thing with Caesar Sportsbook, all the way down to smaller businesses. Construction companies have worked with me in several different cities, and it's, they have told me several times, we don't care where you go, you are God. But with James, it's personal. It's James's family. He knows
for sure.
So how do we get there? We met James. We co-produced one phone call for all the businesses out there watching right now. Give these people some hardcore techniques, tips, or tricks to really close a deal. Like, I know you talk about a lot about relationship building and stuff like that.
So I will say, like, what James didn't talk about is I am in sales. You do have to spend money to work with me to a degree, right? And big shout out to James for. We had talked on the phone one time with Sam, and he spent $6,000. He came down to the stadium, and I think, was it a 6-year deal?
It was a 3-year deal.
No, it was the original floor seat deal was a 6-year deal.
Out the gate with the charging.
No, when it was just seats. When it was just a foundation membership. No corporate sponsorship.
Look,
it was just seats.
I was just signing out.
It was 6 years. And I had kind of told him, like, trust in me.
Yeah.
I think we could get to X, Y, and Z. But this 6-year deal was going to be more than a normal 2-year deal because it's going to show the organization the good faith you have in us. And it was true. His name started really making waves very quickly within the organization because it was like, well, who is this guy?
Yeah. Man, I think that, man, we were so kind of unorthodox in the way we went about doing things, and we were very, very adamant in saying, look, we don't want the typical sports partnership deal, right? We're a minority business. We have to see a return on our investment.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What I would say to that is that goes to any small business.
Yeah.
White, black, brown, whoever, women-owned, white, male, I don't care. If you're a small business, and I will tell you that's a lot of, like, what I work with is I take a lot of pride in, like, I had a company actually do a deal with me recently where he looked me dead in the face and said, I'm giving you 95% of my marketing budget. Like, if I don't see a return from this, my company can go out of business. And that's not that I don't love working with some of the bigger businesses I work with because I find a lot of joy and excitement in that too, but it's different when it's the companies that are like, okay, we got these tickets to a game to a football. We'll use the Jets because I work there. I got a ticket to a suite at the Jets game. I got 18 tickets, 24 tickets, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just here to watch the game and leave. Bye, Jay. To where it's a small business owner, and they're like, well, Jay, who? You know I'm in construction or I'm in facility management. Take me around to companies. Have me meet companies, or I'm bringing XYZ client.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to get business out of them.
Yeah.
I'm depending on you.
Okay.
And it's so yes, you had to your question, right? Because I want to make sure we're answering it for all the businesses that watch this.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have faith in the person and you're spending money with. That they're going to work the relationship.
The person, right? You sign with the organization, but make sure that you have a relationship and you got an understanding of the person that you're doing business with. Because man, when I had the relationship with the Cavs, you would cuss me out if I went down there and sat in my seats. Hey, bro, what you doing? We got moves.
We here to work.
We here to work.
I I logged 32,000 steps today on my watch at MetLife, and there was one women-owned business specifically that was with me the whole game, and I told her before the game, bring your walking shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Bring your walking shoes.
The
I changed my shoes too. I said, oh,
because while the game is on, that's just what gets everyone together.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, think about Thanksgiving, for lack of a better example. It's like, yeah, we all here because to eat turkey or stuffing, baked mac and cheese, my favorite. But we really here to connect with family.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And it's no different at a game, whether it's basketball, football, soccer, I don't care what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The game is going on and that's wonderful. I joke with people all the time. I have $7 million plus accounts at the Jets. That all 7 of those CEOs, if I asked them to name me 10 Jets players, they couldn't.
Didn't do it.
Like, no chance.
They're there for the environment.
Yeah,
it's a tax write-off for most large businesses.
It actually is not. It is not. With the new Donald Trump tax laws, the only thing you can write off is food and drink.
Wow.
And if you're using your seats for promotional use, so like an enter to win.
Oh, okay.
So it actually is not them using their hard-earned money and marketing budget to see a return. And I don't care if the team is 2-7 or I was joking with someone today. In fact, I'll ask you, man, do you remember how many wins the Cavs had your first year with me?
Man, I don't have a clue.
19.
That was around the time where LeBron was
LeBron had left.
right? Yeah.
Colin Sexton was in his second year, and Darius Garland was a rookie and barely played as a rookie. So we was definitely in rebuild mode,
man,
which worked out tremendously. You know, they're really good now, but you know, it didn't matter. We was there to take James to meet different businesses. You know, people from what was it, the key towers or
every business, man. But very few people understand it though, man. Like you really knew, like, I have to create a return for this guy, or else it's gonna be a problem for everybody.
I mean,
but they trust you, right? So people literally trust you with their last, which I think that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I mean, how do you measure success beyond the revenue and like a partnership activation?
Yeah, I think sometimes it is experience for some clients as well. You know, I actually could bring up a situation with a current client I work with, where he started with spending like $90,000 with me, and now he spends north of $500,000 a year.
Wow.
And when you talk about behind the revenue, is he didn't really see a return into his second year of working with me, a big return into his second year of working with me. And for him, the first year, he was like, "Oh, I know this is gonna work." And I know it's not, the chickens aren't quite clucking yet, but the experiences I was providing him, the people I was putting him in front of, the network, you know the old saying, your network is your net worth?
Yeah.
Like that was, for him, was like, oh yeah, we'll do this new deal you trying to do. Like, all right, we in a 3-year deal right now, we'll sign to 7. We'll, you know, double our spend, triple our spend. Because they can see it, the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. So in your opinion, man, what can more major sports teams do to be more accommodating to small businesses, right? Because I know that you understand, you have the formula in here on how you create return for all your clients. What can these organizations do as a whole, or new programs that can be?
You know what, man? I actually don't know if you've heard of 11 Sports.
I have not.
So 11 is actually, big shout out to Sophie at 11, Sophie Johnson. They're in Manchester.
Okay.
They're overseas. So what 11 does is they have what's called a small business partnership.
Okay.
So that the Jets were the first NFL team they worked with. And it's funny because it's almost has come twofold of like they sell this small business partnership to some businesses. You met Mike Singer today with Protection Technologies. And then I come in on the back end and sell them hospitality because they already have the sponsorship. So it's realizing that you don't have the power to spend as a small business with some of the bigger guys or let's say Bank of America or whoever is spending. But what you can do is you can start with something small and tangible that builds credibility towards your business. So if you're able to put proud New York Jets small business partner in your email signature, and you're reaching out cold email, sending a proposal to a company, how much credibility does that bring you? Absolutely. Oh wow, he's affiliated with the New York Jets, or the Cavaliers actually have the small business partnership now too. A lot of other teams are the Brooklyn Nets. So 11 has done an amazing job with that. But to your point, I still think there's more organizations can do. The Jets do an amazing job of it. But I think other organizations outside of New York is really just getting these people in a room. Even if you're not able to give them the business, right? Like it's a lot to just be like, decide, hey, I'm going to trust you with all of our janitorial needs.
Yes, for sure.
Right? Or our facility management needs. But at least invite them in the room to see what it looks like to give that proposal. Because even if you're not prepared and ready to take on that work now, how are you ever supposed to know?
Absolutely.
To learn what's it going to take to get to that, capacity. And I actually give MetLife and the New York Jets a lot of credit, man. We're doing a phenomenal job of that currently, of just, especially with FIFA coming into town, to where everybody is kind of getting a fair opportunity and a fair shot. And
man, I was talking to a good friend of mine in Cleveland about it, who's also in the sports marketing world, and just throwing out ideas right from my experiences in that space. Having a conversation with one of my guys in Cleveland who is in that space as well, and just talking about how do you assist these minority businesses who are interested in doing sports marketing, right? And my idea was, why don't we or the teams develop a small group of people that's dedicated to creating an ROI for those small businesses that chooses to sign on, with different sports teams. So let's say myself, right? If we Mac the management, we could do it all over again. We signed with the Cavs or whoever. We didn't have 4 or 5 dedicated people that's assisting us in getting things together, right? Because I think is we.
So it's funny you say that. That's 11. Yeah. That's what 11 is doing. Like Sophie just had an event at MetLife Stadium last week. She invited me. I was able to go, where they did a photo op, at the stadium on the field with their logo on the Jumbotron, right? How much credibility does that bring your business and notoriety? And I will say, I think, in my opinion, looking from the inside, out, I think the best thing a sports team can do is really, to your point, is allow a small team to handle it. That's why I think it is good to leave it to a team like 11, or like the Cavaliers. I know has like Rock Entertainment Group, REG, and I think even for you, and I don't want to speak out of context, but like when it was just a Monsters in Charge deal, you were seeing phenomenal return from it.
Yeah, but that's not. Again, that's because you were playing the role of those individuals, right? You were the small group of people that was coming in. Working on our behalf.
Just yesterday you talked about Mark Mazzagatti.
From a relationship standpoint.
Yeah.
A return standpoint. That's a funny joke, but I think good people is good people. But I think that, most major sports teams, man, just having an understanding, you were tapped into the culture, right? So you had a deeper understanding and having the roots of your parents being small business owners. So you see the struggle.
Life is all about relationships.
It's all about relationships.
And you a special scenario, bro, because it's like, we was family. My wife was pregnant with my last son, and you was bringing people at my house to clean.
Absolutely.
Like it's a different small business.
That's relationship.
It's a different love. I'll say it.
Yeah.
It's a different love.
For
like,
sure.
My kids.
Yeah.
You done spent time with my kids, my family,
One of them
my
choked
wife.
my dog, man. I gotta stop bringing it up, man. But this is a funny joke. Yeah.
But it's I think what it is if for anyone that decides to invest in a sports partnership or even any partnership, right? It doesn't have to be with a sports team. Please make sure that relationship with whoever you're doing business with is genuinely and certified, right? Because let me tell you, there's people that do business. Let me tell you, McDonald's is one of the biggest corporations in the world. There's a McDonald's around the corner from my house I avoid, right? Sure. They mess up your order every time.
Right. Yeah.
Right? That doesn't mean I can swear off every McDonald's in the world. But the one around the corner from my house, I don't care how much the kids beg me, I'm not going.
Not to that one, huh?
Right? So it's the same thing. If you decide to do a partnership with, whether it's the Browns, the Jets, I don't care, the CFL team in Canada, right? Whoever you're doing business with on the other side, you got to make sure you have a relationship with, or that the organization has a better good understanding of, hey, this is a small business, or a women-owned business, or a minority-owned business. Their values have to reflect what you're looking for.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I think also we got to show out and kick ass too.
Let me tell you, this man here. When I tell you his workers was going down there and they was going ham.
Oh yeah, we weren't just talking that talk. When we got the opportunity, we were prepared, right? Yeah. So when we got the call, literally, I got a call. He said we need 35 people at this event to service it, and I was like, "What you calling me for? Who about to get 35 people?" But when I say we delivered that night, we had 35 people on site. That place was spick and span. You can go check the archives of old posts. We were getting raving reviews about the condition of that building. There was a noticeable difference, right? Now, of course, you're going to deal with it.
And during COVID, by the way.
During COVID, there was a noticeable difference in the appearance of the building. I know, of course, you're going to deal with some, the typical industry complaints. Oh, this and that. But for the most part, we over-delivered on, the contract.
Yeah, and what I would also say is, too, is, I want to get out of just speaking about facility management or cleaning, with James, if a sports organization reaches out to you and says, hey, listen, we want to use you for locks on the suite or whatever the situation, I think it also has to do with being able to see the C-level suite guy, right? You can't always delegate to, your sales girl or your admin or, hey, call the VP of sales. And I always thought that's what set Immaculate apart. Whenever I would give you a lead or a referral, James was on the meeting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just him putting, his sales guy on the call and letting his sales guy deal with it. And I think it's very similar to like my line of work. Even after I sell an account, there's a service rep in sports, so like
you can pass it off to.
That I can pass it off to. But I'm always still making sure I'm there. Because I was the person that they decided to spend money with, and I take pride in that.
That's powerful, yeah.
So
he shows up to. He shows up to. When I say everything, like this dude is bootstraps on the ground.
No, for sure.
He's present, seriously. So.
And as you guys talking about, the Soapbox Hustle as a whole, and so many businesses watching this. When I recently did a deal with a very big pharmaceutical company across America. And despite how
much you make off of that?
Shut up.
We like the numbers.
The CEO, before they signed the dotted line, was like, "I'm going to check this out." He flew out from the other side of the country and was just like, "I want to see this." And then he gave me his number and was like,
"Call me.
If anything, call me."
Yeah.
Right? And I really was struck back by that, like, damn, like I deal with a lot of Fortune 500, multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar companies.
We never see the CEO.
Never, ever, what? Like, you might be lucky to hear from the direct report of the CEO. And this guy was like, no, I'm not, like, you call me.
Man.
And I think that's the secret sauce to business.
So, Jalal, real quick, we talk about how organizations can position themselves to, better serve the minority businesses. Just kind of touch on what minority businesses can do to position themselves to, be present for organizations or even consider sports marketing deals.
Number one, be reliable.
Okay.
Be reliable. And I think number two is, some people just do it to do it. Do it with a purpose. Have a plan. Like Jason talked about. Be ready to show up and show out. Like, don't sign any type of partnership with anyone without having a strategic plan of we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And, hey, listen, some things are going to go wrong. That's life, right? Like, we're imperfect human beings. When that happens, just be ready to pivot.
Yeah, and if I could add to that, man, I think it's important for business owners to know their audience, right? When we stepped into it with a plan, right? We knew who we wanted to be in front of. With the hockey, we knew that our demographic of customers, they are present at hockey games. I didn't know the first thing about hockey, but I knew that I can reach my audience through this platform, right?
And I think to that point, it actually brings it up. Sorry to cut you off. Is take your personal feelings out of it.
Take it out of it, bro.
Your personal heart, whatever. I actually just dealt with a CEO that's a Giants fan, and he bought Jets.
Yeah.
He took his personal, nothing against the Giants. He just, for the demographic that he was going after, a Jets deal made more sense.
Made more business sense. But I made a joke a while ago. Our first marketing deal was with the radio station that I've never heard of before, and so we signed a deal. Right, the numbers made sense. Hopped on and listened to our ads run. The most racist radio station I've ever heard in my life. Like, literally, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what is this?
What is wrong with you?
But if I'm being honest, we at the time we signed one of our biggest deals from that platform, right? And it was fruitful to us. So look, we run some out. We paid again.
This has been a phenomenal conversation because it's rare that I reflect and really, sometimes
we gonna see these reels.
We running.
Tell us about the Jet Partnership Alliance and how can people get involved if they're interested. Like, I'm ready. I want to go to the next level. I want to do this. How do they go about it?
Yeah, so the JPA is actually one of the most refined partnerships, with all due respect to everywhere I've worked in sports.
Which been a lot of places.
Because with us, number one, it's the biggest market in the world. It's New York. But number two is, I tell people all the time, the Jets, they just do it right. So it's really 5 kind of arms of benefits. The first one is obviously you have access to the Jets games, right? You get priority prices to concerts, and MetLife is the number 1 grossing stadium in the world.
Wow.
In the world.
Wow, shout out to MetLife.
So we get some of the biggest acts, the Taylor Swift, like within my first 5 months of being here, we had Beyonce, Taylor Swift,
Chris Brown.
If they can fill, it's an 84,000 person stadium. I mean, despite the lack of on-field success in the past recent seasons, we were actually number 1 in the AFC in attendance, number 2 in all of the NFL. So it's like, when you talk about how crucial it is to be in that stadium, it's huge. And then our JPA events is I'm going to brag about my service team. We have the best service team in all of the country. Like, these young ladies are just, they deliver when it comes to our clients. And, from small things such as being able to have your company logo on the screen in your suite, or, welcoming your guests. We were down on the sideline today, and we're just really intentional about the business connections we make. Recently, we did a partner trip to Tampa. We took clients out to Tampa, stayed at the 3-day, and we had our clients entertained all 3 days. Like, there wasn't 5 minutes of break. Like, from taking them on jet skis to, dinners to the game, it was a 5-star experience. I have clients that will tell you it's a 5-star experience. But more importantly, the connections and the relationships they built in the 3 days with the other 60 CEOs that was on the trip.
Wow.
Like, that's what there's a million ways to make $1 million in New York. It's insane.
That's real. Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. And it's at the JPA, we really just are very intentional about the relationships that we build, the introductions that we make. You know, hey, if you want to meet, you own a bunch of, you know, property buildings, you need to get to know an HVAC company,
Yeah.
I get an HVAC guy for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're a rent-a-car company and you need to get to know, you know, a bunch of businesses to travel, all right, we got that for you. You know, there's so many just matchmaking that we do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even in this suite that I was in today, it's funny. Avalon Bay was in there with another lot company, and the lady from Avalon had told me, like, hey, I didn't even know that we needed a new attorney. And sure enough, a suite over, she had met an attorney.
Oh, wow.
And like,
Just like
was
that.
like, oh, we're gonna start using, as opposed to before the year is out, when we opposed to rushing to hire a new staff attorney, we're just gonna use his services.
Wow.
And that was just in the suite next door.
Come on, connecting.
You know, so when you talk about, and this roots back to minority business and small business, women-owned business, because a lot of the issue we have in business is we're afraid to ask for help.
We're
Right?
afraid to work together as well.
And-
we
and- yup.
want 100% of the pie, right? One of my favorite sayings are, do you want 100% of a grape or 50% of a watermelon, right? I'll collaborate every single time to get the half of the watermelon as opposed to the small grape, right? But we crave ownership so much. We want to be the go-to guy so much. We want to be in charge so much that you'll miss your opportunity of just taking a back seat.
Hey, I've never been afraid of collaborating.
Yeah.
Because-
Listen, I don't want to be seen, my brother. I sit in the back. They ain't got to know my name. As long as the check is right and it's clear, I'm cool with whatever.
So Jalal, really quick, just to wrap it up, man. If you could go back and give your younger self a piece of business advice, what would it be?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's funny because while my wife is a business owner, I am not. Obviously, I work for the New York Jets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an employee.
But you have a deeper understanding of business than most.
The kind of thing that I would give my younger self is just to be more intentional with my work earlier in my career. Because I didn't know when I worked at the Eagles, I was like 22 years old, or the Phillies, and I had access to like millionaires. Like my Tracy Gerhardt at IMC Construction, like gave me the keys to her boat.
Wow.
Like,
That's insane, bro.
like I was 22 and I could just go take $1 million yacht whenever I wanted.
We ain't gonna ask you what you did on that boat. We gonna keep that. We gonna keep that under the rug.
And it's
At
funny
22.
because like I didn't understand it until my dad really like reamed me to one day.
Shout out to Pops, bro. Yeah.
And it's also credit to a lot of great mentors I've had, like you know, at the Cavs, Corey James like really took me under his
Truly a
shoulder. It was
visionary.
like he has spent 18 plus years at the Cavaliers, and actually he works for Jumpstart now in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And all the time he comes out here and he like kind of refreshes me of like, hey, don't get lost in the dollars, bro. Like I know you got 5 kids to feed, but don't get lost in the dollars.
Yeah.
And
can we look forward to you moving into the DEI space? I know you're making a ton of money in sales, but seem like the passion is still there, man.
This is going to be an unpopular opinion.
Talk to him.
When it comes to D&I, I think a lot of issue that I have with it is some people just want, hey, I'm minority or I'm women, so you should just give me the job.
Yeah. I experienced that, yeah.
Nope. We want to be on the same level of playing field
Get your shit
as
together.
everyone else.
Yeah.
Be qualified. Be so qualified that they have to give you the role. They have no choice. You was the best option.
Yes.
Yeah, that's solid.
Right? So it's like, one of the things that I enjoy in my line of work is I don't care if you're, as long as the money is green, you could be green, black, white, whatever. I do got a soft spot for women-owned business because my wife is one. But for me, it's really just trying to help everybody understand how to be the most qualified as possible, and how to network the best to your best of your ability. So no, I probably won't be going into the D&I space.
Makes sense.
But there's a lot of leaders out there in the D&I space that have been great mentors to me, and that's you know, I try to follow some of the lead that they have and mix it up and make it my own way.
Man, just to add to that, no secret, man, we facing some challenging times in the DEI world, right? So when they first started to kind of shine light away from the certifications, the DEI certifications, right? When they removed it, my message to my team was we got to be that much faster, efficient, smarter, strategic. Customer service got to be on point. We have to be the absolute best at this in our space in order to succeed. Because now, when it was a tighter crowd, now you got everybody trying to get this work. But places like Rocket Mortgage, I feel like we were up against everybody. But I feel like we were generally the best choice at that time, and they, I think that they made a good choice in choosing the Back Management Group, the comprehensive one-stop shop for facility management.
Plug it.
No, so we're about to let you go, man. But I do gotta ask, man. This is called the Soapbox Hustle, right? Mm-hmm. Can you tell me give me one word that defines your hustle?
Passionate.
Passionate. I like that.
If you're not passionate about, I don't give a damn if you make cookies for a living. Mm-hmm. You better I'd be the best damn cookie pusher east of the Mississippi.
Come on.
And it's because I'm going to believe that I'm making the best cookies.
For sure.
So whatever you do, you got to have passion behind it. And it's when you talk about the D&I space, right? It's like, let's not just do it because there's an opportunity there. Let's do it because we passionate about it, right?
Absolutely.
So it's like, okay, fine. If they're taking away certain grants or certain requisites behind the D&I space, fuck it. Be so passionate about it, right? That you're going to educate yourself in every shape and way form. You're going to know about every grant that's available, every tax break that's available, every every way to bid something, especially in the age of like ChatGPT and AI and all that. There's no reason not to be educated in whatever you're passionate about.
Absolutely. So, man, you was trying to close this down, man, but you took us on. We got to ask, how is AI affecting your world?
Oh man, I got such bad grammar and emails, and I don't know more.
Right.
But, all my misspellings is no excuse to misspell something in an email.
That's hilarious.
But I'm gonna flip it, and I'm gonna tell you why AI can never take my job.
Yeah.
AI can't build a relationship.
Yeah, it's an experience.
It's an experience. It's why it's a tool to help. If you're not building trust with your client, what is AI doing?
Absolutely.
Right? Mm-hmm. Now, well, I will tell you this, right? Like I recently had a company in an industry, and it's rare this many years in the game that I don't have some type of basic knowledge around an industry, but in this industry I had like none.
Really?
So I remember the night before the discovery meeting, I had spent like the whole night on ChatGPT, like learning everything about them, about the industry, doing a case study about like the same business in New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, learning how they could use hospitality marketing, and really using AI to educate myself.
Yeah, it's a tool to your advantage, man. It's nothing to be scared of. It definitely can't replace you, but you can use it to elevate, others' experiences as well.
Absolutely, and in businesses, I like to call them the dinosaurs, like the people that refuse to accept change. Yeah. You ain't doing nothing but putting yourself behind the 8 ball.
No, for sure.
Best advice you ever received?
Get the money, get the money, get the money.
Damn, I really hate to say that I'm stumped.
That's fair.
But
I know you got some great people you around, man.
Or favorite quote. Favorite quote, favorite book. Let's go there. Favorite quote or favorite book?
The Bible.
The Bible.
Ooh.
Favorite book in the Bible.
Man. It's Sunday, y'all. We had a crazy weekend.
But it's John 3:16. God loved the world so much that He gave His only begotten Son on behalf of. And you talked about like passion earlier, and like one word to really describe, but it's like, man, the ups and downs of life and the world and business. Yeah. If you don't have faith, you don't have anything. And it's like, I've been through like some tough times family wise over the past couple years. What actually brought me back to New Jersey was my dad's health. And if it wasn't like faith and things like that, like that's what really keeps us like pushing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
favorite book is the Bible.
And shout out to you for being a motivator for so many other people, so many other businesses, and you know, if I have something to keep you going, man, I'm happy that you find peace in the Bible or religion or whatever the case may be. But that's solid to hear.
Hey, so real quick, Jalal, I see James drink about 14 cups of coffee a day, man. Tea and coffee for you.
Coffee.
Brown
sugar shaken espresso from Starbucks.
Look, hold on, Jay. You got
extra shots.
Oh, so let's set. So we actually in Jalal's home, man. Thanks for inviting us.
Yes, and his wife food amazing.
Dinner was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And he has an espresso machine. She made me a couple of a latte.
Enzo Hospitality by Jalal Hodges.
Yeah.
Shout out my wife.
Shout out Corinne.
Mm-hmm.
She your next event, call her. I will gladly reach out to me. She'll gladly take care of you. Holiday party.
Let's go.
Let's go.
With
Watch party, tailgate, whatever you need.
We gotta link all the details down below for Jalal.
Definitely will.
So we got you guys.
Man, this has been one hell of an episode, man. It's been a long time coming. I knew from day one when we started this podcast that you were going to be top of the list to interview. You come with a wealth of knowledge, experience, man, and you one of a kind when it comes to building relationships.
Hey, one of the things I'll tell you in front of you, I don't mean to get emotional, but like,
talk your shit, bro.
Yo, James, for trusting me in COVID, you really you fucking me up right now. My bad, bro.
You good, man.
But like, this
all
man,
good, bro. Look, man, it's fam. Yeah, no, for sure, man. In the home.
Alright, guys.
Nigga got me crying in my own fucking house.
No,
God,
it's
dang,
beautiful.
Bro, I'm sitting there watching you like, man, this nigga better
No, I'm feeling
bring
the
shit
energy.
this way.
but no, Jalal, real quick, thank you, man, because it's been a couple of times I reached out to Jalal just on some good sales advice, man.
Bro, talk to him. Talk to this.
Seriously,
Anytime I put the call in, Jay, I got a new sales team. I need you to. Bro, I'm busy as hell. It's football season. What you doing tomorrow, man? Put it on my schedule for tomorrow. Like every single time.
Coming through.
Hey, bro, you drove out. Hold up. You talk about me. You got that call about New York City.
Yeah.
And got in that car and drove down here in a heartbeat.
6 hours.
6 hours. So it's like that's what I'm in business. Like it's gotta be it's mutual. Hey, if I ask you to show up somewhere, you talked about it. Like when it's like being ready. That's what it's like really about.
Man, this has been such a beautiful experience. So thank you so much for your hospitality. Be sure to link his information down below. Again, this is the Soapbox Hustle, your favorite hustler's favorite podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next episode.
Until next time. Peace.
Peace.